Welcome to Coastal Conversations. Here are your hosts, Sara Carter and Brian Mackay.
All right, welcome into Coastal Conversations, back for another episode. I know everybody was probably thinking, well, they just had them an episode about nutrition, and then they said the hell with the show. But no, we are back, and today we are going to be talking a little bit about a show that I introduced Sara to, and she has now got a cult following of her own she's put together, but A Million Little Things on ABC.
Yes, told a million people about it.
Yes. When I saw that it was coming out, I didn't know anything about it other than Romney Malco, who plays Rome. I've seen him in other movies,
Gotcha.
So that's what kind of drew me to it. And he plays a total different character than what he usually, funny.
Mm-hmm.
And he's funny in this show, but he's really more comedic in his other movies.
What was he in?
He's been in a couple of Kevin Hart productions. I can't think the movies that are after about Steve Harvey's book. Think Like a Man.
Oh,
He's in both of those, movies.
40-Year-Old Virgin.
Yes, things like that.
Blades of Glory.
I forgot he was in 40-Year-Old Virgin.
Yeah.
He was young back then.
He was,
yes.
That's right.
Yeah, he's been in a lot more comedies, and this is his more first serious role.
Mm-hmm.
And he come out right off the bat. We might as well just jump on into it. Right off the bat, we see him in a serious situation. He's about to kill himself.
Yeah.
He done got this...
mouthful of pills.
Pronouns. I'm sorry, I keep saying him. We're still talking about Rome. He had a mouthful of pills, about ready to do the deed before he got his phone call that let him know that one of his other friends, John, had committed suicide.
Right. Yeah. When you told me to watch it, I had no idea what it was about.
Mm-hmm.
Like zero clue. I started watching it and jaw drop, jaw drops, and jaw drops again. It was like one thing after the other.
Yes.
And it opens with John. Taking the plunge off the building.
Right off the bat. And was having a normal conversation on the phone beforehand, which was just crazy.
Mm-hmm. TV. But it's like total real life. Why they keep doing shows about suicide, I'll never know.
And this one actually has a little bit of a backstory.
Yeah.
And you see at the end of the first couple episodes, they have some actual real people that this is kind of based off of their story.
I must not watch that.
They're on. It's very end of the episode, first couple.
I must have cut it off.
And they're kind of on there with some of the actors, and they kind of give you a PSA about mental health.
I gotcha.
So it's pretty interesting. And I haven't dove into it to actually find out, what
more
happened
about
with those real people, but it's interesting the mental health issues that they bring up in this. And they bring up a lot. You have Maggie, who met Gary, who's one of there's a group of 4 friends, guys, who this is really kind of based off of. John, who kills himself in the opening episode. Then there's Eddie, who's sleeping with John's wife, and he's married to Catherine. They have a son, Theo, that's Eddie. And there's Gary, who has breast cancer, who is a breast cancer survivor, who goes to breast cancer survivor groups.
Which he's the only male.
Right. He meets Maggie, who is also a survivor, but now it's come out in recent episodes that she breast cancer has come back.
Correct.
And she has decided not to fight it.
That's right.
And then, and Rome. Rome is married to Regina. Rome is a filmmaker.
Who hated his job.
Hates his job because he was working on a commercial or some kind of advertisement type deal where he's working on, and he hated everything about it. It was just, made him just feel really uneasy about himself being an African-American male in the way they were portraying African-Americans on that set. And he's married to Regina, who used to own, I guess, some kind of restaurant business.
Yeah, she's something in culinary.
Yes, and it failed. Well, one of the last things John did before he committed suicide, as they found out in, future episodes, he finished off a business deal that was going to get a restaurant for Regina to reopen her deal. And the way they all met each other was hilarious. All the guys.
They get stuck in an elevator,
in the elevator.
Yeah, for hours.
Right. And John kind of talks them all into becoming, and basically they become friends in this elevator.
Right.
And they all decide to get season tickets to the Boston Bruins hockey team.
Yep.
It's just crazy how it is. John seems to be the type, as you learn more about him. He's obviously dead at this point, but you learn more about him through all their interactions. He's obviously the one that kind of holds everything together. in their eyes.
Yeah.
And he's kind of one kind of gets everything set up for them all. And even right down to whose birthday party was it? No, was it Gary's?
Yeah, it was
Gary's birthday.
Yep.
Yeah, he
had
set
already
up,
planned it, set it, got the limo.
Yeah, set up a whole, a whole big day of being a Boston Bruin.
Which is the day Gary found out Eddie was sleeping with Delilah.
And hell broke loose when all the guys found out.
You're in it. You're in it deep.
Yeah.
You're thick.
Yeah, at that point, I was hooked after the first episode. I was hooked when the little sneaky secretary, Ashley, starts running toward, John as he's killing himself. I said, no, he didn't just kill himself.
Yeah.
I said, man, this show is crazy.
Yeah.
And the more I love each one of the characters for different reasons.
Gary's my favorite.
He's hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
It just because of his situation makes it even more funny.
Right. Yeah, it's an interesting show because, well, like I said, when you told me about it, I started watching it on Hulu. Well, that put me at, I don't know, maybe 3 episodes that I had not seen. So I binged 3 episodes.
Yeah, you were 3 episodes behind.
Yeah, and then, so of course, Netflix and Hulu and Amazon, I mean, they just kill your sleep and they just kill your ability to, you just want it. Right. And so like tonight I won't watch it.
Right.
I'll have to watch it tomorrow because I got rid of cable.
Yeah. Oh, and good that you said that.
Yeah.
Tonight, just in case something goes wrong with the editing of this episode, I'm going to get this out as quick as I can, but tonight is Halloween. We're recording this on Halloween, and tonight is the next episode, which is going to be very interesting, according to the previews. But in the last episode, basically, episode before last is when it came out that Eddie and Delilah were sleeping together. Eddie is one of the friends. Delilah is John's wife. John is the one that killed himself, for those of you who don't listen. But at this point, if you're listening to this podcast, you watched the show. Or you've stopped it, went and watched it, and came back. So they were dealing with the fallout of that. Then this past episode, I think that it was more of the fallout of Regina, who is Rome's wife, and Delilah are supposed to be partners with this new restaurant venture. And of course, there's some shakiness because now everybody knows about Delilah and Eddie.
Everybody was mad.
Right. And Eddie and Catherine, who is his wife, are, she basically, although it looked like there was some hope for him because the way he kind of stalled things at the play so Catherine could make it from court to see their little son play so they could see him be a tree. Yeah. It made that clear.
Yeah. How do you come back from that, though?
I don't know.
Like, first of all, Catherine had already, every Friday they do pizza night. Was that right? So they gathered at pizza night, and after she had found out, she went to confront Delilah. Delilah wasn't home, I don't think. Anyway, they bring Delilah's kids or Theo over, and it's Friday. It's pizza night. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
And so anyway, Delilah, they stay, and they do pizza night. And so you kind of think, okay, well, maybe the tides are turning, and everybody's going to kind of fall back in. And this past one episode, Catherine said, I'm out. I'm done.
Yeah.
Which, how could she every day when they're that close, stay in that environment?
Yeah, it's funny. Her character arc has just been since the beginning of the series. I did not feel sorry for her at all. I thought she was the biggest bitch in the world.
Bitch.
Oh my god.
And like she was a workaholic. She's a lawyer. Okay.
Yes.
He's a musician or former musician.
Right. He used to be with a band. Right. And
now he teaches.
He's
lessons.
an alcoholic.
He's an alcoholic.
Recovering.
Yep. So she's working her tail off to provide for this family.
Right.
And they really portray her as just, this, I guess, almost narcissistic.
Yeah.
It's all about.
Almost like she wore the pants. Yeah. And she was making the money.
And then as each episode kind of went by, you started to see how she and John were so similar. Mm-hmm. And there for a while, there's always so many twists. I was like, oh, she and John been messing around. That's what I thought. And so anyway, that hadn't come out. I don't know if that's true or not, but you see again how the one person she wants to call in a situation where her husband has cheated on her,
she can't
because John's dead. And that was John.
Yeah. And going back, and we're going to bounce around. So going back to the beginning, when John kills himself, before all the commotion happens, the cops and everything show up, Ashley finds underneath his phone who last call he made was to Eddie.
That's right.
And everybody thought, okay, that means he knows.
He knows.
Well,
I don't know that he does.
He doesn't. He left him a voicemail basically saying, make sure everyone is good.
Take care of it.
Take care of him.
Yeah. So you assume.
Right.
Yeah.
Because Eddie's necklace was in John's drawer next to his bed. So that made Delilah think, oh God, he knows. Yeah. Well, before all that commotion with the cops and everything, Ashley is John's secretary. She picks up a folder underneath his phone on the balcony that has Delilah written on it. Mm-hmm. She puts it in the drawer. Yeah. So I'm thinking, oh, this sneaky bitch. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I was convinced because she just looks that, she just has that look about her like this.
And they trust her. Delilah trusts her. And I don't. I didn't trust her. I mean, obviously, they put us as the viewers in a situation not to trust her.
Yeah, because even when all the guys came to the office for the first time that night to get the ticket, the Bruins tickets,
they trust her.
Well, and Gary even makes the comment because she knew of his password, his phone password, and he went, "See, you do know things we don't know about John." And I went, "Yeah, that's sneaky."
Yeah. But so the folder's been hidden.
Mm-hmm. It's been hidden, and she even shred, not out the folder, but other files. She shreds.
Oh yeah,
which is like, what is she shredding?
Yeah.
There's just so.
There's something about John that maybe nobody knows but her and the business dealings. I mean, I'm guessing. I don't know. He was pretty high profile, I guess, in whatever position he was in. Mm-hmm. Which I don't know that they really tell you.
They haven't, I don't believe. But Ashley is supposedly going to give Delilah the folder tonight. So that was part of the previews, and Delilah was pretty upset. And they lead you to believe that she's read what was in the folder, and then she was upset. But I think she was just upset the fact that, you had this whole time and you didn't tell me. Mm. I mean, look, she brought the man's dry cleaning back to the house. Yeah.
Yeah. And there was a pregnancy test.
Yes, I was going to get to that.
Okay, I'm jumping ahead.
No, you're fine. Let's go ahead and get into that. Yeah. Pregnancy test is found 2 episodes ago.
Was it 2?
Right, it was at the end of 2 episodes ago. Yep. Yeah, because I said it wrong a while ago. 2 episodes ago, at the end of it, the guys find the pregnancy test.
That's right.
They think it's Rome and Regina. Yep. Rome, who has been all against kids, they want kids, they want to bring him into the situation he's in right now mentally, and in that moment he changed. Yeah. And you can see he's almost ready to have kids.
Yeah, he was excited.
Yeah, so when it comes to find out through him and Regina talking about it, because he confronts her and tells her he found the pregnancy test, and she said that no, that's not mine.
That's not mine.
That's Delilah's. Yeah. So Rome right now is the only one that knows. Yeah. That was the last episode. Yeah.
That's what they left us with.
Right, because he's the only guy he's the only friend that knows that it's.
Because remember, I messaged you and I was like, oh boy. Because now you're torn. Now because I said the daughter's going to find out about Eddie, and that's going to be a big stink. And then on top of that,
because Sophie, Delilah, and John's daughter is being, obviously they're all close to each other, but she's actually being taught guitar lessons from Eddie, who's sleeping with her mother.
Yeah. So now it's just a big cluster. And I mean, is this real life? Like, this really happened?
Well, and Sophie hasn't been right since John died. Like, she's been kind of, and she even gets into a little altercation in school with a kid.
No, that's right.
Yeah, she hit a kid, and she flat out said, I'd do it again.
Yeah.
And Delilah and John also have a younger son named Danny, who is homosexual, or we're led to believe that. And right now, he's only come out to Gary. He calls him Uncle Gary.
Yeah. I didn't really even tell Gary.
Right, he just kind of...
Gary was like, I know.
Kind of figured it out.
Yeah.
But he's only comfortable even talking about it with Gary.
Gary's the man.
Okay, let's go ahead and jump to Gary and Maggie, their relationship. They meet at the support group.
Sleep together.
Automatically.
Yeah.
He takes her to the funeral that day.
Yeah.
They just met.
Yeah. Yeah.
Come to find out, she's a therapist.
Oh, that's right. Yep.
So when she goes off on this tent, like when they're talking, they're all sitting around each other on these couches, talking about why John did this, what can reason be. She goes off on this little tangent, just kind of giving a story about this, that, and the other. Come to find out, she's saying, he may have been depressed.
Yeah.
And she don't know him.
Right.
Just from what she's found out about him, he may have been, having depression.
Sure.
So when they find out she's a therapist, you see Rome's light bulb go off because, he's dealing with some stuff. He wants somebody to talk to. He confronts her later on.
She basically said, hell no.
Yeah, because she's now part of the friend group and she didn't want to get involved like that. So she refers him to another person, another therapist who he's seeing and is fixing to get on antidepressants.
He took, I think he did take. Yeah.
Which is big because if for those of you who watch This Is Us, on that show, Toby, Kate's boyfriend, husband, whatever he is now, I guess they're married now, so they're husband and wife, he got off of his antidepressants to help in the process of them, conceiving a child.
Yeah.
And now he's all messed up because he's been off of them, and now he's trying to get back on them.
I watched.
It's good. I like it.
I know. Kay Bernheim.
Oh my God.
She loves it. She's like, I got her hooked on this show, but she's like, This Is Us. And I watched, how many seasons is it now? Is this only
3 or 4?
Okay.
Yeah.
I watched the first 2.
I think this is 3.
Okay. Yeah. I think I watched the first 2 or didn't finish 2, and probably because I picked something else up, which tends to be what happens, especially when they go through like that little lull and you don't want to keep, because they all go through it. I gotta jump back on that one, I guess.
But,
or I need to read a book and quit watching shows.
I say that all the time. I downloaded
We got a book club. We got a book club here at PortSide. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I downloaded a bunch the other day, and I started like one, and it's been a week and a half. I hadn't gotten back to it, but Maggie and Gary. So they're now a couple. He has found out through
the ex, I guess.
We don't know.
I don't know.
We don't know
really
who this guy is. It's an ex-boyfriend, somebody from her past.
He knows enough about her.
And he did not mind sharing that with Gary. Nope. I guess he just assumed Gary knew. He's one of them type of people.
I think he assumed that she would have told him.
So he informs Gary that Maggie, her breast cancer has come back and she's decided not to go through with the treatments.
Right.
So Gary's all ticked off. He's trying everywhere in the world to get her to open up and to tell him that, all this situation. Well, she won't come through with it. So finally, it just comes out that, he knows because he talked to the guy. And I mean, they did. See, me and I was thinking I was something like a Gary because of his sarcasm and just being funny. And then he took her on that hot air. And no, that ain't me. That ain't me. No. How
about she schooled him on basketball?
She sure 21. Did. I saw that coming.
I did too. I'm like, she's not gonna take that bet.
You sent me your text about you thinking the daughter is gonna find out about Delilah and Eddie, and it's gonna be a whole mess. I was just thinking about the whole basketball situation. Like I saw it coming.
Oh yeah.
And when you sent me that text about the daughter finding out about Eddie, I was like, me and Sarah watch too many TV shows and movies because it's just too easy to come up with something like that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But I saw that one coming, and the fact that she was a former college player was hilarious to me.
I totally didn't think about that, and then I was like, why would she even take that bet? If for her, I mean, she literally...
There's really no win situation for her.
Well, I mean, it's, go back through chemo and everything that she dealt with, or ride out cancer.
Right.
And... die. And for her, it's like, it's her life, but now she's found Gary, and Gary's been through it, and he could go through it again, At this point, it's like, now you go through treatment, fight, I've never been through treatment. I know it's gotta suck, but, anyway, everything you just turn into like life. It's so crazy. That's why I said, like, all these shows are just nuts. Because you're like, does this seriously happen? Do people really talk like this? Like, are there friends that, share this much information? And it's just crazy.
Yeah. Oh, and speaking of that, going back to the guys, the three that are left, they've, at one point have a moment at the hockey game where Rome tells them that he's kind of dealing with his own stuff and was going to kill himself that day.
Yeah.
And literally ignored Gary's call twice before he finally picked up.
Yep, that's right.
And he had a mouthful of pills when he spit them all out. He was fixing to do it. Yeah, this show, I don't know where it's going to go from here. But, man, it's so much. It got your head spinning. So far, it's just like one thing after another.
Well, I don't know how anybody can follow this whole thing we just talked about because we jumped.
I know you're gonna have to watch for yourself.
Yeah.
If you haven't watched it and you listen to this, shame on you because obviously you don't care about spoilers. But yeah, you're gonna have to watch for yourself to just kind of get the gist of everything we're saying.
Yeah.
Because I know we kind of bounced in and out of each relationship. But yeah.
What else are you watching?
For me, I watch This Is Us. I watch How to Get Away with Murder.
Oh, I love.
See, I came in on that late.
I love it.
I came in like 2 seasons.
Woo!
Binge watched 2 straight seasons, and I can't stop now.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's crazy.
I love it.
It's crazy. What I love about that show, is for anybody that wants to watch or hadn't watched, at the very beginning of the season, they give you like the ending. And every show, bit by bit, they give you a little bit more information.
Yeah,
and so the whole time you're guessing.
Right.
And they lead up to the night, It's, big fan.
Yeah, we still don't know who died. I want them to I want to know who died. Who was in the snow? Who had the baby?
Yeah. Leahy.
Oh, I don't want Nate to die.
Nate, I know.
But I always go and look at their IMDb page to see if they're in any upcoming projects. But that lets me know that he's fixing to leave the show.
Yeah.
But no, I haven't done it this week.
Too deep in it.
Yeah, I haven't done it this season because I just don't want it to be Nate.
Yeah. So that's my jam. Let's see. The Good Doctor.
You told me about it. Now you're the third person who has told me I need to watch it. So I got it recorded. I just haven't started it yet.
Yeah.
But I'm a binge watcher, so I can binge
this autistic doctor, who number one, phenomenal actor.
Yeah, that's what everybody says.
I mean, his manner, like everything. But it's funny because you go back to like ER and Grey's Anatomy and like all the med, type shows, and you're kind of like, this acting, it's all right. I mean, it's good. Like each episode, I'm like, it's good.
Speaking of medical type shows, New Amsterdam,
Ooh,
good,
really
good show.
I'm
2 shows behind right now. It's only 4 episodes in. Last night was the 4th episode, but it's really good. This guy's taking over this old hospital, and basically it's just changed the way they do everything.
Very nice.
It's almost like a hospital for poor people to go to. Basically, they can't afford medical treatment.
I did see that.
Yeah, it's. I'm not gonna spoil anything for you because
Manifest.
Oh man, Manifest.
Yeah,
I've heard of it. I've not seen
so my mom's like, I've been watching this show Manifest to the 7:30 ladies. I'm like, what's that? Because my mom watches. She won't watch This Is Us or anything like How to Get Away with Murder, Grey's Anatomy. Like she's not gonna watch any of that, but she'll watch she loves the X-Files. That's like, yes. So my mom, she's like, I've been watching this show Manifest, and it's about like a plane that had disappeared for so many years, and all of a sudden they're landing.
Okay, I've seen the previews for this. I know what you're talking about. And they're
like, hey, this plane's been missing for 5 years.
Yeah.
Well, the people on the plane, no recollection. So anyway, so it's going through so that's kind of addictive.
Check this out. Yes.
You would like it. And so that Good Doctor, How to Get Away with Murder.
Yeah, see, I watch
a million little things.
I watch all of that, and then I'll watch Big Bang Theory, which is their last season.
I don't watch any sitcoms.
Those are the kind that'll sit in the DVR, and I'll just get to them when I get to them. Yeah. But the How to Get Away with Murders and a Million Little Things, This Is Us, I watched them.
Waiting for it.
Yeah, Lethal Weapon is a good show.
Oh,
it's off the movies.
Off the movie.
Now this season, Sean William Scott is kind of the second main character, along with Damon Wayans. Playing Crawford has been booted from the show, so he got killed off at the end of last season. There was some stuff on the inside. I don't really get too deep into it, but yeah, him and Damon Wayans just didn't get along. Basically, is the big crux of it. But yeah, so he was Riggs playing Crawford. He was Mel Gibson's character from the movie, and he's been killed off. So Sean William Scott is this new. Does
he ever die off in all the Lethal Weapons? Interesting.
But they had to get rid of him. So, yeah. Okay. But and Damon Wayans plays Murtaugh. Yeah. But yeah, it's a good show. Comes on. I watch Empire as well, and Star, and there's those type shows. Lee Daniels that did Precious and those type movies. He is the producer of those shows. Good shows. Comes on Fox on Wednesdays. So tonight it's a big Wednesday, Tuesdays and Wednesdays and Thursdays are big nights. Big nights
at the Mackay household. Yes. I watch. So I've been sick. Obviously, you can tell by my horrible voice. Saturday, I did not get out of my pajamas all day. I just didn't feel well. So from, 7 a.m. on, whatever time I got up, I watched season 2 of Making a Murderer.
Me? Yes.
The entire?
Yes. Yeah. I binged it in 2 days.
I binged it in an entire day.
I never saw the first season. Everybody told me I need to watch it. I binged both seasons in 2 days.
This is a whole nother episode.
Yes.
Yeah. I can't tell you how many times I Googled Catherine Zellner.
that Cruella de Vil looking out for. Wow. She's a bad bitch.
She is bad. Yeah. She is bad.
She is awesome.
I can't, it is nuts because it makes you go back and it just, I don't know if the dude's guilty or not.
I went back and forth each episode. Oh, this boy is guilty as hell.
I mean,
man, they got this boy. Yeah, they got him caught up. I'll go back and forth.
The Zellner chick is swears
she don't play around
that he is not.
Yeah.
Guilty. And I mean, I don't know if she's doing this pro bono or how she gets paid or how long she's on these cases. But it's amazing. She bought the exact car.
Yeah.
They have retested and tested and retested. And I mean, they tested the splatter of blood. I mean, everything is so, that intrigues me. Yeah. All the...
It's almost like you wonder what his defense team was doing because she's done so much.
I thought they did a good job.
Me too.
And that was back in he was in prison 18 years and a strand of hair. Pardon him or whatever you call it. So then he gets out and it's okay, so he'd been in prison 18 years. I can royally F you up, I'm sure. It ain't no telling. I am so convinced now that Bobby Dassey has something to do with it.
Me too. The brother-in-law. Yeah.
Yeah. They hadn't even talked. I mean, again, we're going on a tangent because now I'm fired up.
It's all right.
But the amount of porn and stuff they found on Bobby Dassey's computer. Mm-hmm. But then again, I mean, those boys could have shared a room. I don't know that they did, but... And then Bobby lied about her leaving, and I mean, and then she blames the stepfather.
Yeah, and almost insinuates that the stepfather and Brendan Dassey, who's in prison, just like his uncle, who is the main character, blames the stepfather and puts him and Bobby together, almost working together. Yeah, and it's funny because Bobby seems a lot. We don't get a lot of him because he's not really cooperating with the show. But the little bit we do, he seems a lot more put together than Brendan, who obviously, when Brendan got caught up in this, he was young. Mm-hmm. And, he was very young and ignorant.
He is, very.
But Bobby seems a lot more put together. And I could almost see him and the stepdad working this and thinking they can just put it off on
Brendan.
Brendan and...
yeah, because they're idiots.
What's the guy's name?
Stephen Avery.
Because he ain't the brightest bulb in the... No. Yeah. So both of them, it's almost like they knew they could get away with it.
That's crazy.
Because the stepfather, he's married to Stephen Avery's sister. I can't think of her name right this second.
Oh yeah,
but
Barbara. I'm in it.
She ain't that bright either. No, so they could get some stuff past her.
Yeah,
and bless their parents' heart. They getting so old and
their heart.
Struggling.
I feel bad because they obviously had a pretty decent automotive business. I mean, you look like when they go back and scan the property prior to this happening, there's cars everywhere.
Yeah.
And I mean, the facility's nice, and obviously the family, it's cost so much in Manawak or whatever the hell the town's called.
Wisconsin.
Do
you know how happy I was it was not Mississippi?
Yeah. But anyway, I mean, we could talk. Shoot, I could go in depth with that. I was in it. Other than a few naps I accidentally took, I watched 10 or however many episodes.
I'll tell you how into it I am. And for people who know me, know I'm on my phone 24/7. Just I use it like a computer. Yeah. I'm on it doing this, that, and the other. I never even picked up my phone the entire 2 days I was binge watching the show. Yeah. I love
all I did was Google. I got to look at her firm. I got to see who.
You know how Netflix will give you like the little 10-second rundown before the next episode. I will be Googling stuff in that 10-second rundown, and after the third episode, it asks you, are you still watching? And you want to scream at it like, I know I don't have a life. Yes, I'm still watching. Click, but I'll stop it and I'll start Googling some stuff, just trying to get all this information because it's that crazy. It's a good show.
Lord,
man, yes. Oh wow, Making a Murderer.
Well, that may be another episode.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to.
Today was just pure entertainment.
Hilarious. But yes, A Million Little Things. Check it out Wednesday night, ABC. Definitely worth the watch. And next time we're on, I'll try and do some research and see what the actual story is, because there is a story behind this show and why it came to be.
Yeah,
there was some. It was the end of the episode, and I was still in shock from everything.
Yeah,
so it's like I wasn't really listening. That. But yeah, right at the end, right after the credits, right before they go to the next show, or the news, right before they go to the news at 10 o'clock, they would they had the real people involved with the actors standing there.
Yeah.
And they did a little PSA for mental health. I thought that was pretty neat.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna look into it and find out what they're all about. Surprised I haven't done it already.
Yeah, I am too.
But I think that's gonna put a bow on this show. As always, I'm one of your hosts, Brian Mackay, and I am with
Sara Carter.
Look at that. So much better.
So much better. I was with it today. It's sick. It got me on that antibiotic and codeine. I'm with it now.
Hey, we ought to do a show where we're just doing nothing but straight wine.
Shoot.
Hey.
Ain't no telling what'll come out then.
Got us stuff used to. And that's going to be the end of the show. Thank you all for listening. You can listen to Coastal Conversations at Apple Podcasts, Google Play Music, Spotify, and TuneIn. Also, be sure to check out our YouTube channel. Please be sure to follow our show on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Coastal Combos. You can also email our show at coastalcombos@gmail.com. That's coastalcombos@gmail.com. Give us feedback. Let us know what you like, what you don't like about our show. But email us at the email address coastalcombos@gmail.com.
Thank you for listening to Coastal Conversations.